Welcome back. You can see we're tucked into a swamp here. If you do it, you know what we're doing, why we're bushwhacking through here, bushwhacking through the water. But it's March, doing a little spring beaver trapping. Our first stop of the morning. Checked a couple foot sets here, conibear, nothing going, so we pulled one of them. We're gonna relocate a little, do a little exploring for another night set, but he was up since Thursday, he set.
Thursday, yeah. Got two yesterday at one of my other spots, so had a little action at one of the other traps too. But here, we're like on this is like the third dam in a row of 3 or 4 actually. And now we just walked up, we seen a fresh stick. This was trapped before, earlier this year we know of, but we got permission to get in here, so we just found some fresh turds in the water and a couple fresh sticks, so we're gonna work our way above, get above up to the main dam and see if we can get a set or two in up there. I don't know if they're cast or mount shy here or what. These other guys might have pinched them. You never know. But they just don't seem to be coming down this far. It could be younger beaver that just aren't traveling as far. But we did see some sign. I mean, there's still definitely at least one in here we know of. So we are gonna go up there and travel through more of this stuff and see if we can find a spot. It's never easy.
Nope, you gotta love it and gotta think it's fun to be doing this stuff, but we haven't done it in a little while. There's some health issues and whatnot, but back at it for a few days.
There's some sign. There's a couple fresh. They're not real fresh, but a couple day old, you know, and so, I mean, we definitely know there's beaver in here yet. It's a big area. We'll show some other pictures from in there. It's a big dam. And you got to be 15 feet from it, so that doesn't make it any easier. Some of these spots, because this dam is, it looks to be almost 150 feet, 150 yards long. It just keeps winding and winding through there, so we'll see if we can find. We'll get them. We'll find them. Well, it's Friday, right at the end of March here, before beaver season closes, and you can see I'm trapping this slough back in here. They got it all dammed up and caster mounds here. I had a set here, thick, real thick, tough to get to, but these guys always want them gone. It's like an ongoing battle with them. These damn beaver, they just keep coming back. It's a good spot. But got to my first set here of the day, and that's the trap bed there. My bag's out there, and looks like I see a little something out there in the water. Let's give it a pull. See what we got. Oh, it's deep out there. Well, I see a tail. And there's a head coming up, so it's a good sign. I just pulled him up out of there. It's not a huge beaver, but you can see we made a nice catch on him there. And drowning bag with some rocks and everything worked fine. So we'll reset it. We have another night, so we'll see if there's any more here. Well, I got to my second set here, down in this same swamp area, and you can see there, they got this area here all caster mounded up. Just caster mount on top of caster mount. So I just did a little blocking, and I put a 330 here with a caster mount behind it, and looks like we got some pretty good results. I see a head down in there, so we'll get him out of there and get a picture. And I have one more set up on this creek yet, so we'll check that out then. You can see this is a little bit bigger beaver. Probably 25 pounder or so. But we'll do a remake. See if we can get a couple more out of here for him. Oh, I didn't get anything in my third set here. This one's a little further from the lodge up the stream here, but you can see they've been up in here feeding. So I'm gonna cast a mount right in here. It's my drowning bag out there. So set for a front foot here. Water's not quite as deep, but I can get his nose down. But the bag's really heavy, so see what happens tonight. Well, carrying these two out of here. I mean, this is the stuff I'm in. You can see it. And of course, they're all the way on the other side of it. It's thick. It's hot. It's 70 degrees already. In a t-shirt. Getting all ripped up. Gotta love it. I think that's the only reason you come in here. Alright, well, see where I'm standing here. It's fairly deep water. And we have a dam to our left. That one I was talking about earlier, that big long one. We're 30 feet from that. We do have a lodge right up in here, which we're 25 foot from that. And then there's another dam with another big lodge on it, which is just really tough to get to. But we got these channels here, and they all come down to check these dams. There is fresh chewings and there's fresh crap in the water. So we're gonna set these channels. Kyle's gonna block this one off here. I'm gonna set this deep one, and I just set one out there. And then there's only one other option for them. So hopefully they take one of these two for this one night that we have here. But we are here in 3B, so we're only allowed to use 2 conibears each. So we're gonna set these two down in this channel here. And I'll show you that in a second. Oh, we have a 330. These are biggest trap you can use in PA. They got to be set underwater. They say partially submerged, but most of the time they're set completely underwater. You have these safety latches on the sides. So we're going to remove. You've got to make sure you remove those. We're actually going to rig this guy up on a single stake like this, because there's a big, real narrow channel right in here where I'm at, and there's this big hummock, and they got it bored out right here. I'm standing in rock hard clay. There's no silt, so they've been using this a lot. And what you want to do is bend both of them springs. I like to bend them away from the trigger system, and then you just add your stake through here like this. Stick this in here, right in the center of the run. As you can see here, it's bored out. And I'm gonna stick this down through springs like that. And that trap is solid. Make sure your safety latches are off. Can't emphasize that enough. Because I forgot them already. Then you come back and you have a snap trap or a half caught beaver. I'm gonna actually put I'm gonna stick this way in the loose jaw. Of course it broke off, but it is holding it. But I want a longer one because I want the beaver to see it and make him dive. Like that. I mean, that trap is solid. Big beaver comes through there and doesn't hit it directly square. It's not going to knock it over. He'll find the hole. He's underwater. Bink, bink, boom, through the gap. Got him. So we're tight against the bank here. There's no room there. And we're centered in the channel. And then I just need a good stout stick. Put my extension lock wire on here. Kyle's going to throw me one. Attempt to catch it. this in here. Always make sure you wire these off, because sometimes it doesn't kill them instantly and they'll thrash and carry on. The next thing you know, they're out there in deep water. So I always wrap this around. Give it a couple good wraps. Make sure your name tag is above the water so anybody can see it. When WCO comes around, he wants to be able to read it. So, and that's it. I said Kyle's gonna block this off, and I'm getting water in the back of my boot right now. So I am gonna get out of here. Getting a wet foot. But that's part of March trapping. Like I said, the water's...
It's actually real bearable this year. It's nice.
And it's probably 55 degrees right now. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm guessing. You know, yesterday was 70. It's beautiful. Red-winged blackbirds are out chirping.
Peepers are out.
You know, everything's out. Enjoying the weather. And the season ends in a couple days, so... And we got other traps to check. I'm gonna try and get out of here gracefully. And we're gonna put a foot trap up here too. Gonna load this area for one night. That's that.
Alright. Well, my dad just set conibear there in that channel. And we do have another pretty good channel here, but we kind of want to force their hand a little bit and guide them over towards that conibear. So we're gonna put some sticks in here right at the mouth of it. Like I said, try to force them to take that other channel. You can be pretty bold with this. You know, you want to get a lot of debris in the creek channel. You don't have to be real bashful with it, because you do want to make sure that they get across and go the way that you're going where you have your trap, especially since we only got one night here, one night left. Want to stack it in our favor as best we can and just try to make this look as nasty as possible. I mean, a beaver is used to working its way through a swamp, so a few smaller branches and stuff like that isn't a real big deal for them as far as crawling over or going through. But you make this look pretty nasty, kind of guide his head, guide him over towards your set. Well, got to this set where I connected yesterday. Now you can see we got another one today. It's a little bit bigger beaver. He's going to be in your 30-pound class, I believe. Good set here. It's been working. I got it castered up, and here's a fresh caster. I don't know if one came in after we caught this one. I do have another set up there, so maybe connected up there. We just checked the one down here where I got one yesterday. It didn't have one. But we're going to do a remake here. I still think if we don't have one up there, I do believe there's still another one here yet. I don't. This guy was coming into the set, and this caster's up here. There's actually a track right here. Unless he did a loop-de-loop or something, but definitely a good area. They're just marking their turf right here, real. And up here they're feeding around along the edge here. It's pretty much just a flooded little creek. There's a lodge over here, and I wouldn't call it a pond. It's just a dammed up, slow-moving creek. This is as big as it gets. That's what you see. I mean, they got it deep, but they just love it in here. This has got to be close to, I don't know, what do we get out of here? 15? Over the years? Yeah.
Probably 15 beaver, maybe more, maybe 20
It's always good for a few every season.
They just always come back, and these guys don't want them. They're deer hunters, not duck hunters. They don't want water. So we'll keep after them. Like I said, that's a little bit better. That one. Definitely. That might be mama. Here I got a setter that you can, it was homemade, painted it orange, so I tend to lose them. This one's due for some new paint, but what you do, you just clip that on there, just give you some leverage. if you don't have, some guys use a rope, I know, and some guys use their hands, but my hands, I don't have the longest fingers in the world to grab these, and this thing just makes it so much easier. That's them 2 little notches. Like I said, you just put them in there and you pinch them, put your safety latches on, and so much easier than struggling doing it by hand. And take the Beaver out. So this is a good Beaver. Loaded with castor, boy, I can smell it. That's a nice one. It does have a little bit of a bite mark there. This time of year you start getting that a little. Yeah, that's a 30. Alright. Let me do this guy. There we go. Trigger's bent up a little, but I'll reset this. Don't do that without your safety latches on. As you can see, I still have them on here. This guy I like to set. I set him with the triggers down so they don't see him. I mean, it is submerged all the way, so it's probably not that big a deal. But if you have a set where your trap's maybe sticking out a little, instead of having them wires down, flip it over, put them on the bottom. Just makes it look like a bigger opening for them. I'm sort of forcing these to dive. They're diving down under this. So it's not that big a deal. Just putting a stick in there. And he's got my other ones out here. One on this side. I do have my latches off, safety latches. Put that like that. And I just use this as a little bit of a dive stick so it doesn't climb over your trap. Sometimes they have a tendency they want to go over top. Put enough blocking here. These beavers aren't shy at this area. Might even put one right here yet. Just pinch, squeeze them into that opening right there. They'll want to swim right for that opening. I'm going to block all this off. I had it blocked off, but there. Pile this up a little, like that. And then I got my castor mound back here. He thinks there's competition here because he's got it marked hard. So give it another night yet. See what happens.
Alright, so we're at another location here. We found a little bit of sign the other day when he was in. A couple fresh chews and stuff. He's got a foot set downstream a little. Did a little bit of exploring. Got to a little bit more of a main branch. Set a conibear here. Looks like the main flow. Got small dam lower, little dam up pretty decent ways. So we're just going to stick a conibear in this little gap here. Looks like you should want to swim right through here. We got some brush either direction already coming out to kind of channel them into it a little bit. So just going to center this in our channel here. And we have some sticks. Yeah. Angle down in. Yeah, maybe needs to support your trap a little bit. too bad there. Trap's pretty sturdy.
Use that for your dive stick.
Use this sort of, like you said, as a dive stick. In there a little bit just to kind of guide them under, make them want to go down.
It's hard to see with their reflections, but dead center in the run. Stabilize in case he bumps against it, and we'll put a stick here, put our tie wire on it in case he flops around a little, name tag above the water, and check it tomorrow. You can see what we're dealing with down here. He's got it dammed up here a little, so some fresh sign in here. Definitely a beaver in here. Might just be a 2-year-old getting the boot, but we're at another spot here. It's a private spot, and this guy don't want them. They just wreck everything for him.
Well, it's our last morning check here for our spring beaver setup. Just gonna do a little videoing here. I don't know how much we'll do in the swamps. It's supposed to rain a little bit later this morning. We're getting an early go. We're gonna head out. It's just cracking light, so we'll drive over there in a little bit of the dark, try to pull them, get out what we can, hopefully beat some of the rain. But definitely, if we get a few, I'll take a video of them on tailgate or something, or when we get back to camp while we're cleaning up, show you what we get here on the last morning. But gonna try to beat the rain. Don't really want to get soaked. It's a huge line coming, so we're gonna be bushwhacking as fast and as best as we can.
That's the first check of the day. These are them sets we threw in. You've seen a little bit of sign.
You might have to talk a little loud with the wind.
A little bit of sign, and it was trapped before, so we figured there might be caster bound shy, so we just put in some blind sets in these channels. And see, we got one floating here. Looks like a pretty big one. Let's see if I can get him out of here and show you. It's deep. That's a good beaver there. That one's 35, I bet. Maybe pushing 40. Good one. Perfect catch on him. Right at the base of the head. Probably no struggle there at all. So, have another set over here yet. Why don't I take a walk over there and I'll see if that one's got anything in. Oh, there he is. He's out of the trap, and he's a 40. We're damn near close to it. He's a good beaver. It's one of the adult beavers that was definitely in here yet, so we're happy with it. And it was our first stop, so it's a good start.